What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. So, we had another day where the index was muted. I think this is happening again and again. And we saw lots and lots of action in the mid cap and small cap space. And we also saw a lot of large cap stocks moving. So, we had encouraging data which came in as industrial index of production. And today, we also had inflation data, which was better than expected. So the momentum still seems to be in the favor of bulls, and the way stocks are setting up, I think there is a lot of bullishness still left in the market. I think we're not really getting tired, but I think small caps and mid caps are just making new highs, new 52-week highs, new all-time highs, moving out of basis. So really, really interesting markets to be in, and the stocks that we had discussed yesterday. So this is the watch list from yesterday, and a lot of stocks did really well. So FM Godse, I told you not to trade this because this has already moved extended one, but this was still up, 9% at one point of time. REC, we also had a discussion that REC, NTPC, NHPC, all of these stocks will do well. Even BEL, even this stock, opened nicely, but then I think towards the end of the market, this started to close negatively. But again, good action seen over here. Even Varroc, another name that I'm going to be looking for even tomorrow. I think there's going to be lots of action coming in on this counter. Delta Corp, moving about 2%, largely on the back of there is going to be some important, legal challenge that they were facing, and the court is expected to give a decision in their favor. So that's also, pretty much interesting. As far as Delta Corp is concerned, KPR Mill is yet to break out of this entire range. So this is again going to be on my radar. NTPC is another name which broke out of this range. So we were having a discussion yesterday that it is very likely to come out of this range, and this indeed has happened now. Apart from that, we also saw some good action in Prince Pipes, so we booked a lot of our gains over here. So at one point, the stock was up, I think, 4.5%, Prince Pipes. And if I show, this to you, so this is the high. So 674 was the high of the day, up 4%, and we were able to take partial profits over there. Again, good action over there. Even Nika, we booked our profits near the highs around 143.70 is where we booked our profits in our community, and nice action in Nika as well. Lack of follow through, but overall, I think nice action, all throughout. So these are the stocks that we had discussed yesterday. A lot of these other stocks were facing some problems. So sugar stocks were weaker on the back of the government announcing that they will not allow a lot of sugar exports until they reach a threshold level. So that is that is a catalyst which worked against them. But all the other stocks, I think they are going to be ready maybe in a day or two. So that is what happened with the list that we had discussed yesterday. So now let's come to the stocks for today. For tomorrow, which is going to be 13th of June. And again, we are starting to see some good traction. Now, one important thing that I would like to highlight is that this week is a very eventful week. There's going to be lots of data coming in from America, and there's going to be lots of other things that are going to impact the markets, especially from a global level. So try not to carry a lot of positions overnight, but on an intraday basis, the market is yours. You can keep trading and nice structures, nice strong stocks, and that is what's going to be the focus for this week. So let's go to the first stock, which is Naukri, which is Info Edge. So now the stock is making nice little consolidation over here. So you can clearly see that the stock is into a tight range. There was good action witnessed in IT stocks today. A lot of IT stocks were coming back, from the dead, literally. And Info Edge looks very well positioned, and there's good volume activity also. So I think this is very well positioned to move nicely tomorrow, both from an intraday and a swing perspective. Based on your trading system, keep the stock on your radar. I think this is going to give entries and also good move. Whirlpool is the next stock. So again, similar structure. We've got this nice little base over here. So we've got a nice little daily base over here, and I'm expecting this to move out of this. One more electronic equipment. Electronic stocks that is, consumer electronic stocks that is going to be on my watch list is going to be Symphony, and I'm going to talk about that later. But Whirlpool looks extremely good. I think low volume contraction, nice little base setup after an impulsive move. Coming out of a previous base base, which is this. I think everything is setting up, really, really nicely for Whirlpool. So this definitely is going to be on my radar for tomorrow. Next up is AB Capital, nice action, and now moving towards important highs. This is not its all-time high, but new 52-week high for AB Capital moving out of this base, and I think there could be a continuation coming in tomorrow. So please watch this out. Now, apart from this financial stock, I think Muthoot Finance and Sundaram Finance are another two names which are going to be from the same financing industry, and I think even they're going to do well. We're going to talk about it. NTPC again coming on the list because it has just come out of this base over here, and I think there's going to be lots of good action coming in NTPC. So let me just reload the trading view screen. I think there's some lag, so I'll just go back to NTPC here. So now, yeah, so NTPC has come out of this base, and I think this shall continue even tomorrow, and that's what my eyes are on. So I think there's going to be some good action both in NTPC and NHPC both. Now, Muthoot Finance, as I was saying, there's another finance stock in my radar, which is going to be Muthoot Finance. I was actually expecting Muthoot to start moving from here, but it did not, and we waited. And right now, I think we're going to get an opportunity in Muthoot, and you should be keeping this on your radar. Even Manappuram Finance looks extremely good. And you should be keeping that also on radar. So AB Capital, Manappuram Finance, and Muthoot Finance, all from the same industry, looks very good. Ambuja Cement ready for a continuation. So the base consolidation on the daily is not complete, but this is going to be an intraday momentum stock for you, and I think that could do well. Building materials and construction as a theme is doing well since a lot of time. So as far as the daily structure is concerned, I think Ambuja is having a nice little structure. You can start trading that. Next up is we've got Linde India. Now, the reason I've got this into the list is, today it was up 5%, but the interesting thing is that it is creating a nice little base over here, right? And I think this is very, very interesting bit. High volume action, high volume activity today. You can see, post this high that the stock made in March 2023. So I think there's going to be lots of action here in Linde India, and I think that there could be, some good momentum opportunities in Linde India, and I think that's what's that's what I'm looking to watch in Linde India. And specialty chemicals, there was a note by Jeffries today that specialty chemicals is again reviving on the back of China plus one theme. Chinese economy is really facing a lot of problems, and because of that, European companies are trying to import specialty chemicals from Indian companies. So that's really good. So that is the reason for that. Next up is Prestige, a real estate stock. We took a fresh trade, fresh entry in Prestige today, and I'm just going to show that to you. So we entered over here before the range break, and we were able to catch this, and we are holding this stock. So this is a real estate realty name. Apart from Prestige, I think I've got another one stock which is Dilip Buildcon next up, and since this range is taken out, I think Prestige has a long way to go. I mean, it has just taken this range out. Nice closing, high volume. So I think there's going to be lots of activity to continue. You look at this, we are coming out of a nice base which dates all the way from January 2022. So I think there's going to be tons of action in Prestige that's going to be coming in. So yeah, I mean, keep this on your radar. I think this is going to do really well. Apart from that, next up is DBL, Dilip Buildcon Limited. Again, same story, nice little up move, and post that there's going to be a nice little contraction consolidation over here, and I think this range is again going to start, moving, and this stock is very, very positive both in terms of earnings and in terms of sectoral strength and relative strength. So again, no doubts on not keeping this on my radar. Next up is Supreme Industries. We've been tracking this stock for long. Again, something from the pipe industry, manufacturing, and this has come out of this range, fresh 52-week high. Going very strong as compared to the market, high relative strength. I'm expecting this to continue, and in the entire PVC pipe industry, I think I'm going to see, and we can see this kind of momentum coming in the markets. So again, that is one more stock on the watch list. Next up is Hathway. So the last time we have discussed Hathway was in this area where we saw that Hathway was contracting in the range. It's moved up, and now it's doing the same thing again, and I think there's going to be an opportunity to trade this for a swing basis tomorrow. So I think that also is going to be really, really interesting. Next up, we've got REC. So again, another continuation intraday play, all-time highs, fresh all-time highs in the stock. So I think that's really going to be interesting. So I'll just quickly check. Okay, not an all-time high, but yeah, a new 52-week high. And I think these highs around 170 levels can easily be tested in REC. I think it looks fantastic. So keep this on your radar for intraday trading. Blue Star is an AC company, and the structure that it is kind of forming right now, it's forming a tight base and coming out of that base. So I'm really interested in this kind of an action. Although there is some supply on the left side which I don't really like, but this is what I don't like. But still, I mean, it should definitely be kept on radar. Varroc, we have already discussed Varroc Engineering setting up really nicely today. It was not able to take out the base, but I think tomorrow is the day where it could take out. So good opportunities in terms of BTST and swing. So Varroc also looks very promising. KPR Mill, we've already discussed that this stock, is coming into this nice little base over here, and this is a nice opportunity for this stock to, start moving now. So this definitely will be on my radar. NHPC, we've already discussed. I think NHPC is going to come out of this range very quickly, and whenever it will come, it's going to come very hard, very strong. So I think this is another renewable energy name, and you can see the volume build up, right? So just look at this volume build up that's been happening in this stock. That means something is definitely cooking over here. So keep this on your radar. Sundaram Finance, again, we were discussing this stock even on Friday, in tight little range, and then now it finally breaks it. And now there is only, I think sky is the only limit for the stock. No worried supply, nice little contraction, nice up move, nice momentum. I think this could continue. Nice opportunity for a BTST swing. Not a stock for intraday trading because it's not liquid enough, but sets up really well. Next up is Symphony, and this stock is slightly different. So this stock is another Whirlpool like stock from the consumer electronic space. But this stock has had bad earnings, and this stock has slowed its growth. But now, in the last 2 3 days, we've seen some uptick with volumes in the stock, and that is the reason I think there could be a reversal play in this counter. And if you look at this on the hourly time frame, it's setting up okayishly well, right? So this is not the perfect setup that you need, but I think this base is nice enough, decent enough, and this could be leading to another move higher. So just keep this on radar. If you find an opportunity, good enough. If you don't, just ignore it. Next up, Sundaram Fasteners. Not the best, but again from the same Sundaram brand, and again it's trying to move in a range, similar things that we like to see. But it's not ready yet. But I think this is still going to move. And if Muthoot, if other auto OEM stock starts to move well, I think this can also do well. Now, a few auto OEM stocks were doing really well today, and there were a few IPO stocks like Nazara, etc., which also did really well. I have not included them in my list because they've already had their move. I'm going to discuss stocks which can move tomorrow, so I'm not going to discuss that today. But again, good action. Even Suzlon. So I think we had a discussion about Suzlon in the past. That Suzlon is getting really, really exciting, and even today, this stock is up about 9 or 10%. So very interesting names, and that is the reason I feel Vakranji, which is like a beaten down stock. This stock has made a high of 400, and now it's trading at around 18 rupees. A very speculative stock, but the way this base is setting up, I think there could be interesting times for this stock as well. So keep this on your radar as well. Next up is FinPipes. Now, this is not a stock which I usually like to trade, like in the sense, this is not the style that I usually prefer to trade. But what I can see is that all the other pipe PVC stocks are doing well, but this one is not. And this one has come back to an area of demand over here, which led to this impulse up move. So, and there is volume activity here. So I think if you start tracking the stock, maybe in a day or two, this could give a swing opportunity. The reason I like this is the risk reward in this. Like, let's say, even if we enter at the closing over here, the risk reward in this is really favorable. I mean, you can easily get a nice little risk reward in this, even if you try to play this with the wick low over here. So I think that's going to be a good opportunity in Finolex Industries, but it is weak. The left side is weak. It's been selling off. So you've got to be a little careful with this. But you never know what the markets show you. We have seen stocks which were literally dead coming out of their grave. And one example I'll give you is going to be SFL, which is Sheila Foams. So this stock was beaten down, and just to see what has happened today, right? Up 14%, and I think it was up 20% at one point of time. So interesting times. So we can see something like this. K Fintech is the last stock in the list, and this has been doing extremely well coming out of this nice little base. So I think this is also something that can have good action. And one more stock that I will just like to add over here, I think I missed out on adding that stock, is going to be Bikaji Foods. So Bikaji Foods also, is doing nice little things, right? The stock has IPO stock created a nice little base today. It took this out. We tried to trade this stock today, but unfortunately we got stopped out. because of a shakeout, part of the business. But I think now it's ready to explode even further. Now there are no opportunities in the stock. I'm just trying to share this so that you can start observing that what kind of stocks start to do well. So Pikaji also looks extremely good. So more or less, this is the list of the stocks that I'm going to be watching out for. And as usual, majority of them are, I'm really confident they're going to do well. If you look at Nifty, Nifty hasn't done anything in the last, I don't know. So if you look at it from the last, I think, 29th of May, right? The stock has been in the range of 1%, very bad for index traders. And frankly, this is what I expect to happen even in the future. So all the action, I think, is going to be in mid caps, small caps, and thematic stocks. And I request you to, keep following those stocks, and I think you're going to get good moves. So that's it from my side. Again, bulls are back, bulls are roaring higher, but you have to be careful. There's lots of data coming in this particular week, so be careful with that. If you're new here, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great trading day tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.